Hello everybody. So today I'm gonna be doing a video on how I do my rhinestone lids, what materials I use and all that good stuff. So here's my daughter. So this lid is for the Starbucks tumbler, the Venti plastic one, like this. So let's get started. What I use, don't mind the airplanes, I live right next to the airport. So what I use is this wax pen right here. This is gonna help me lift up the rhinestones to pick them up and put them on the lid. These are the rhinestones that I use. These are from Boss Babe, so go check her out. She sells rhinestones, a bunch of different colors. I think she has different sizes as well. So these are size 5mm. These are the ones that I use all the time for the lids. I think it's a good size. And I use the lid of the jar that I'm using to just pour them out, and that's how I start picking them up. So this is what the pen does. It picks them up and it helps you glue them. So this is what I use for the glue. I always have been using E6000. I haven't had any problems with it so far. So that's all the materials that I use, pretty much just the glue, the wax pen, and the rhinestones, and the lids, obviously. This is how I start doing my lids. Let me clean off my glue because it's
so messy. So much glue on it.
So much glue on it. Oh gosh. Okay, but anyways. So I like to start in the inner circle and I put glue all around right here. So that's what I'm going to start doing. Very lightly press on the glue so you can get like a good amount. Not too much, not too little.
So it doesn't splatter everywhere.
Yeah. And then you want to cover it because it's going to start leaking. So I always cover it. So I have my rhinestones here. And I shake them up, and I use the ones that are facing up, like these right here. So then I start placing them in the outer corner, outer circle of this lid. So I'm just gonna go around. To complete a lid, it roughly takes me about 30 minutes. So hopefully. What time is it? I like to time myself just so I know how much time I'm spending on this. So it's 10:42 right now. Let's see how long it takes me. So I'll be back once I finish doing this inner circle. So I'm just gonna work my way around it and go through all the way to the inside, if that makes sense. Okay, so I have the inside circle done. I don't usually put rhinestones all the way to the inside. I know you can fit another row, I think, but I just don't put it. I know a lot of you guys do. So that's the end of my circle. So then after that, I move on to the outer circle and I start on the outside as well. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this outside circle using my E6000. And again, you want to like just press it lightly for the glue to come out and just put it all around the lid.
Or else it's going to be a big explosion of glue.
Yes. Okay, like that. That should be good enough. And again, close it because you don't want it dripping. Okay. So then from the outside, usually I use my thumb to figure out like where's the edge of it. But sometimes if you see that line around the lid, you can also use that as a guide. So it just depends what works best for you. And I don't press on my rhinestones hard when I put them. I just gently place them on top of the glue. And then if I need to, I'll just press them after. But usually they stay pretty good. And I don't like pressing it because then the tip of the wax pen starts like wasting or, you know, breaking off. So this one got stuck over here, so I just used this part so I won't damage this part of the pen, just to move it. Okay, so I'm done with this part, and this is where I put my last rhinestone. If you guys can see, there's like little tiny gaps. So what I do is just try to just move them closer to each other like that, and then I just move the rest. That way there's not like too much of a big gap. So I just go like that. And then right here, this one fell off because I was pressing my hand on it. So you can just go ahead and put a little bit more glue, just a little tiny bit. And put it back on. I don't like to press them down when the glue is wet, because then they tend to move around. So I just let it get a little tacky. So after I do this, if I do have other lids to do, I usually put it to the side and I start doing the same thing with the other lid. Well, obviously a blank one. That way this part can dry and they won't move around once I start putting the other rhinestones, because there's nothing to hold them. Like this has a little edge to hold these, so I don't have to worry about that. But this one I do like to just leave it alone for a little bit just so it can dry. And then again, you can just move them around if you have to fix them. And yeah, so I'm gonna let that dry for a little tiny bit, maybe like a minute. So now it's 10:56. I think I started at 42. It's been roughly about like 10-12 minutes. I don't know how to do math. But yeah. Okay, so now the glue should be a little dry and they shouldn't be moving around. So now I'm able to like just press them down just to make sure that everything is on there. These I'm still pressing them lightly because the glue, you know, I just did it and it's still a little, they can move around still. But I'm just gonna go ahead and start filling in this part right here. So usually on this part, since it's bigger and it's more rows, I usually start putting glue like little by little. So I like to just do like this much when I start and then keep filling it in. So I do like half of the lid. Always cover your glue because you don't want it to drip. Just like it did last time when I put it on my laptop. That was a disaster. But yeah, so this is what I do when I use the lid of the jars. I just move them around and then you know, you get them like that. So then you want to start by putting them in between the rhinestones from the row that you had just done. So you put it in between that right there, if that makes any sense. Like that. And I'm barely even tapping it. I'm barely pressing them down. So I usually go all around and fill it in, or you can also just start doing the next row, however you want to work, whatever works best for you. I'm all over the place, so I do either or. And this size of the stones, you see how it fits perfectly from this row to this row. It fits really good, so you shouldn't have any problems with that. Okay, so I have that half of this circle done, so I'm just gonna go ahead and finish the other side. Okay, so I'm almost done with this inside part. So I'm just pushing them up right here because they're coming out a little bit out of the line, but it doesn't matter too much. You could just fix them up a little bit, move them around, and this is gonna be the last one right here. And press it down. Okay, so that's the inside of, that's the outside of the Starbucks lid. And this is how it looks so far. Okay, so now we're gonna do the rim of the lid. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. This is my least favorite part to do. I don't know, I just don't like doing it. But we have to, right? So on this one, it's 2 rows. So again, you have little lines right here that can guide you when placing the stones. So let's get started on that. And again, very lightly press on your glue so it can come out like that, and just spread it all around. This one I do it in sections as well, so I do about this much. And with this, I start at the bottom of it like that, and I do it all around. It doesn't have to be perfect, but try to get it inside. Try to make sure it's not like this, because then it doesn't look good. So if it does that, just push it up. And then I move up to the top row, and again I try to go in between the other rhinestones right there, like that. And don't worry too much if it's not in between the rhinestones. You can already see right here that this is actually already on top of the rhinestone. It's not in between both, but it's still okay. You can still work with it. It just depends. It's just up to you if you want to be like perfect about it, but I honestly don't really worry about it too much because at the end it still looks pretty good. But that's just how I start placing my rhinestones, which is in between the rhinestones, and then I just let it flow. Okay. And again, I just pour my rhinestones on the lid, not too much, just so I can have space for them to spread more better. And I'll just do that. I'm just gonna go ahead and finish the rest of the lid, section by section. Is again, very lightly press on the glue, spread it all over. Like that. Okay, so now I am all done with the lid. It is now 11:15. It took me about 30 to 35 minutes to finish the lid all around. So now that it's completely dry, I'm able to like press them down. That way they don't move around. And make sure that they are all on there so that they won't fall. And when I check them, I just go like this, just to make sure none of them fall. You know. So for the lid, I did count them once. I counted how many rhinestones were in one lid one time, but I don't remember where I put it. Let me see if I can find it. I don't think I'm gonna find it. Oh, I did look. So the inside lid has about 134 rhinestones. The outside of the rim has about 212. And the rim had 136, so overall was like 482 rhinestones. I don't know why I did that one time. I was just like timing myself and like counting everything. But don't quote me on this. This was just on the lid that I worked with. Every lid is the same size, but it also depends on how you place the rhinestones yourself. As you can see, like there's some like little tiny spaces, so like if I were to move them all together, maybe I could fit another one, so it'd be a little bit more rhinestones, but it all just depends on you. But roughly a lid has about 482 rhinestones. This is making me laugh. So for the outside of the lid on the rim, you would have 2 rows for the lid, so two rows of rhinestones. The outside of the circle has 4 rows, so you should have 4 rows on this side right here. And then on the inside one, my circle has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, it's up to you if you want to fill the inside of it. You can still fit another row, but mine has 5, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2, 4, and 5. So yeah, that's how I do my lids. Takes me about 30 minutes. Roughly about 482 rhinestones on each lid. And the materials that I use are the rhinestones 5 mm. I don't really know what that stands for, but it's 5 mm. And I get them from Boss Babe. If you guys have any questions, you guys can message her. I'm not sure what this color is called, but this is the one that I use all the time. I call it my baby pink because I have different shades of pinks, and this is my lightest one. So I use this one. These rhinestones for the glue, I use E6000. I use the clear transparent one. I know there's a white one, but I don't like using that one. I stick to this one, the clear one. And then this is the wax pen. I want to say that's the name of it. And yeah, I think the tips, you can also change them. I don't know if she has tips for you to get from her, or if not, you can get them at Amazon, which I did. It was a pack of like 5, I think. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, just feel free to DM me and let me know. Thank you so much for watching.